Hello Virgo, and welcome to Embrace the Moon Tarot and your April 2018 Tarot Scope. So, I was just sitting down and getting ready to reach for the cards, and I just felt kind of giddy and kind of like a kid, kind of full of excitement. It's not anything specific. It's just kind of feeling, I don't know, just some kind of happy, giddy sorts of energy. So that's what I was getting as soon as I was before I even reached for the cards. That was pretty immediate, instantaneous, and it looks like for the most part we have a fairly uplifting reading. I just zeroed in a few cards right away. The first card that I zeroed in was the present position, and we have my usual present: mind, body, emotion, spirit or fire, strength, and obstacle. And in the position we have the three of coins, and it's just a feeling of expansion, of growth. Things have taken root and they've sprouted up and they've kind of expanded in some way, but it's not a physical thing. Whatever it is, it's not physical. Um, you just feel, I just can't get over how giddy it is. It's a good place, and we're going to the next step, and this is going to take us to the next step and to the next step, and things are kind of coming together and we're expanding in the right direction, and like I said, it doesn't feel that it's something specifically to be physical. It's not money. I mean, a lot of times the coins or the pentacles in tarot a lot of times are linked specifically with finances. Not all the times. I certainly don't read it like that all the times, but a lot of people resonate with that concept. But this doesn't feel that it is money oriented. Not specifically, not entirely, at least not for the hugest number of you. It feels just like that concept of growth. You went from planting a seed and the seed sprouting, and now it's, starting to go to the next level, and you just know that it's going to keep growing, and eventually you're going to be able to reap what you've sown. Whatever the case may be, you're just in a good place. You're in a good, solid place, and you know it, and you feel it, and it's really making you feel lighthearted and light-footed. So it's just very good, some good high energy that I'm getting right now. And it's being resonated. This is being resonated in the mental, which we have the Four of Wands. You're celebrating. And like I said, it's so hard to pinpoint. I'm not getting specifics. And I don't know if it's just a wide range of celebrations because of all of you who are watching this, who are Virgo. But there's just some celebrating that's going on, and you're entering in April with just like a little bit of a buzz of this, and the more you get into that ending the first week of April, that buzz is becoming more of a hum. It's just kind of expanding, it's growing. So you're looking for reasons to celebrate, and sometimes you're not looking for reasons to celebrate, and they just kind of fall on your lap, and you're just taking great joy in them. So joy, oh, that's the perfect word. You're experiencing a lot of joy right now, and you're celebrating the moments. You're celebrating life. It doesn't have to be anything specific. You're just celebrating life. You're feeling the joy, and you're celebrating it. You're rolling with it. And again, this is going to be another one of those readings where there's going to be a lot more validation and affirmation for you. So in the physical realm, what makes up your own personal universe, we have the Strength card. And again, there's just validation of what I've already been stating, and that you're at a good place. You feel good, you feel strong, you feel solid. You just feel that joy resonating through every fiber of your being and extending out, and so much so that it's extending outward, and you're noticing so much on the outside of you, what makes up your personal world, your personal community. It's vibrating with joy, and then that's extending inward, and it's just this really nice flow. And like I say, you're just feeling joy with every fiber of your being, and you're just feeling it resonate. And this, I feel, intensifies or increases. Maybe you don't feel this element of it as much at the beginning. Like you feel the Four of Wands and that joy and celebrating at the beginning, but that good solid foundation, feeling like you are strong, and just like I said, every fiber of your being filled with positive vibrations and joy, that is increasing more towards the second, third week of April. You're feeling that reverberate and resonate a little bit more in the middle of the month, but it's just feeding, what you're feeling at the beginning of the month. It's just feeding what you're going to continue to feel as you move through the rest of the month. As a result of that, you're being awakened. We have the Four of Swords in reverse for emotion, and you're being awakened. A part of you is being awakened, and this feels that there are some of you who are actually kind of awakening something in yourself regarding relationship. Marriage comes to mind. I'm not sure if some of you who have been thinking about taking the initiative for marriage, but that seems to be reverberating in my head a little bit. So there's a few where this actually means marriage, but you're not resting anymore. It's time for action. You're feeling that it's time for action. It's time to move. You're no longer going to rest. You no longer need to take time to contemplate and think and consider. And this feels, middle of the month. I feel like it's just going to create this nice little cycle as far as your personal world. One feeds the other, which feeds the other, which feeds the other. And you're in the emotional status. You're just going to sort of come out of this time of consideration that you may have been having regarding emotions, regarding a relationship, and moving, taking some action. You're going from a quiet, not solitude because you're not alone, obviously, but really working internally regarding this and moving to the next step. A hint of, like I said, there's marriage comes to mind. I'm not sure if that applies to you. If it does, take it and go with it. But definitely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, moving from a state of rest to action in the emotional status within your relationship. Whatever that may mean for you, whatever action you have been needing to take your relationship to the next level, or to commit to a relationship, or to get into a relationship, you're feeling that this month. You're making that next move, whatever it may be. And that doesn't... I don't know why this just came up as I was talking about that. And I was like, and then just the final message was, but that doesn't include kids. Like, that doesn't factor. I mean, if you're having kids, fantastic, go with it. But don't consider the next step of your relationship to include kids. That's a whole different basket, or a whole different element. That's not a personal relationship. That's its own dynamic, and I don't know why, but I felt pressed to say it, so I'm saying it. If that resonates with you, you take it, because I do feel like that was pretty direct for a pocket of you, and you know who you are. So in the passion in fire, we have the Mother of Swords, and it's in reverse, and I feel like this is just saying you're at a time where you're not going to spend a lot of time thinking. And that doesn't mean you're suddenly going to get reckless. It's just that the time frame that you may have spent on spending too much time analyzing and thinking about things before moving, that energy has been lifted, or you're ignoring it. Whatever the case may be, you're not feeling the push to sit and really spend too much time contemplating. Like I said, emotionally, that's definitely being resonated as far as leaving that position of contemplation and moving into a position of action. So you're not spending a lot of time doing deep internal work. You're moving from that. You're taking it to the action and feeling, seeing what's happening around you, and letting what you feel inside radiate out into the external, and then allowing you to see the external and yourself in the external, and allowing that to feed the inside and creating this flow. But it's creating energy. It's not creating a time of contemplation. It's creating energy and pushing you more towards action. And whether that be celebrating or moving from contemplation, whatever the case may be, that applies to you, how it applies to you and resonates. However, that being said, in the strength for the month, we have Daughter of Swords. So obviously we don't want to be spending a lot of time considering deep internal thoughts and applying great analytical criticism and critiquing. That's not what you're doing. However, your strength is going to be grounding some new perceptions. Just, I'm trying to think of how to word this. Like, there's some things that's going to come across your path, and you need to ground them. So it's not so much It's things that you already know. Thoughts that you already know, that already exist. It's time to finally plant those seeds so you can reap the benefits in the future. You've been holding them for too long. You've been waiting and anticipating for the right moment to plant these seeds. You know that they need to be planted. They have been on your mind for quite some time. And you've just been waiting for the perfect moment. You've been waiting for the ground to thaw so you can till it up and plant the seeds. This is what this is sort of resonating with. So planting the thoughts that you already have and you already know, so that they can grow. You know that these are going to bring a gorgeous, luscious harvest in the future. It's time to plant the seeds. Stop putting it off. Stop spending too much time thinking about it. You don't need to be nurturing your thought process with it. It's time, it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time. And here's the thing, as far as thinking about these things that you need to be planting, your obstacle is actually the Hanged Man. So don't get too caught up in the new perspective. You have these thoughts that have been coming that need to be ground and seeded, but you don't want to get too caught up in, you don't want to be this Mother of Swords in reverse as far as not being too analytical and nurturing your times of deep contemplation is correct. You at a time where you don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be analyzing and organizing and spending tedious moments and times of deep thought and concentration. So go with the ones, those perceptions that you already have. Those are the ones you're supposed to be going with. Those are the ones you're supposed to be planting. Do not be looking for new perspectives. Do not be looking for new thought processes. Do not be looking for different seeds, because now you're beginning to wonder if the seeds that you have and you've been wanting to plant for a long time are actually the seeds that you want. No, don't. You've had these seeds. You've known what they're going to produce. You know what it takes for them to produce something. Plant them. Don't start looking for new seeds. And I feel that that's why the Hanged Man, as far as a new perspective, is sitting in the obstacle. I have a feeling that some of you are going to look at the seeds that you've been waiting to plant and be like, but you know what? I noticed there was this other brand, this other sort, this other whatever, and I think I might want to plant those too. No. Don't get caught up on new perspectives. You have seeds that you need to plant. You know you need to plant them. Start planting them. Right, Virgo, that was quick and direct. Oh, I love these high vibration ones too, because they just kind of get direct and to the point, and when we get validation like this, it's always kind of exciting. But at any rate, I hope this is everything that you needed for the month of April as far as validation and affirmation. Let me go ahead and pull one more little card for you to kind of give you whatever extra you need. That's how I do it, right? Energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. This is just really resonating with that. How I talked about how you're feeling internally, and you're allowing it to vibrate and resonate out, and it's feeding your external world, and then you're seeing your external world through these new vibrations, and is really high, lifting them and creating higher ones, and impacting you as far as your celebration and your joy and feeling that strength and getting ready to take action. And because that's becoming your reality, you can focus on manifesting, and you can focus on planting, and you're just moving. You're moving with some energy. There's a shift that's happening, and it's a shift from deep contemplation to movement. So don't get caught up in thinking. Don't get yourself too caught up on trying to find new perspectives. You're at a good place. Use the perspectives you have. Plant them. Move forward. Create. Use the energy you're feeling to create your reality, and you can focus on that and manifest those fruits, that harvest that you feel like you can get when you start planting those seeds, because it's all there. It's all there for you. All right, Virgos, that's all I have for you for the month of April. Please check out my personal Etsy shop if you would like a personal reading. I also have subscriptions on Patreon that then start at $1 with weekly energy readings, new moon astrological readings, and a monthly reading sent to you at the beginning of the month. So if you're interested, check it out. If not, that's all good. And hopefully I will see you in the next month. Until then, I hope April is as high vibrational as I've read in this reading. Make it a great one.